So, moving on to the next lens of the conference, which is looking at advanced manufacturing, and again, delighted to welcome John Toal, who's the Business Development Director from Tharsus. So welcome, John.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm delighted to be back in the Tees Valley again. I spent 3 years here working for Onyx Group before we sold it to Pulse a few years ago. And it's just great to be back. If this is a bit random this morning, I've been sat there listening to all these great ideas, and thank you, I love your business. We need to talk. We need to talk. So I like to deliver some solutions to things rather than just kind of identify the problems on the way around. In my last job, which was kind of a year ago, we worked a lot with universities and science parks, and one of the things that really struck me then is there's so many great things going on in this country. We've got innovative businesses here. We've got 2 great universities in Newcastle. Over in Daresbury, there are some fantastic things going on about VR, but none of this gets publicity. You listen to the news and you're thinking it's financial services and healthcare, and there has to be some initiative where we take the great stuff that's going on and publicise that to the world, because we do have a fantastic level of innovation, and we'll talk about some of that and some of the things we'll talk at the moment. I'm just show off how great this country is. Anyway, sorry, that's completely off patch, and I'll be making loads of notes, so say maybe a little bit random today. Tharsus, robotics made simple. We make, can I have the next slide? Thank you. We proudly manufacture advanced machines and robots in the North East. We are the largest manufacturer of robots in the UK. We have a challenge at the moment, is we're growing like crazy. In 15, we were at 15 million turnover. The year but after that, we're at 23. This year, we're going to hit about 50 million turnover. That presents a business with some real challenges around people, strategy, growing up, and how you manage that. I've never been in a business that's grown this quickly. Fortunately, we have a very visionary CEO called Brian Palmer, who takes strategy very seriously. And strategy isn't just about pontificating about where you're going to be, it's about how you're actually going to do it. And we've rolled out what we call our VMR programs through the whole company. So in a manufacturing company, there are kind of around about 9 different departments that do stuff, through from initial systems architecture, through to pilot, through to development, and then manufacturing, and then there's me trying to sell stuff. But we all need to come together to have a common purpose. And our common purpose is that by 2021 we have what we call a sustainable business in Blythe, where we're employing 500 people. And that's a really important thing for us to do up there. It's an area that's well known for being deprived. It's had a pretty tough time over the last 30 years. We have a passion about creating jobs there. We've got 250 today. We want to get to 500. How do we get there? We're very heavily reliant on one client today called Ocado. We've got a number of others there and we're building it. But the strategies that we employ to get us to that 500 people and to this £200 million company have got to play everywhere in the company. And I come from an IT background. I've run billion-dollar organisations across Europe. I've grown a couple of companies and sold them. I've never seen a strategy process work so well in a company where we set the top level goals and flow those down to the rest of the organisation. And every department has a core vision, mission and roadmap plan that we review every 4 months with them and make sure it all lines up. And that goes down 2 levels below me in management. And if you want to talk about that further, I'm happy to take it offline later. I've just never seen anything like it that's driving success and growth in the organisation. I said this is going to be slightly random. Part of that, what we're trying to manage is this whole in-flight development. If you ever heard the old Carly Fiorina comments about Hewlett-Packard, we have to fly the plane and we have to maintain it at the same time. That's exactly what we're having to do at the moment. How do we keep delivering growth and bringing really good people into the business while we're fixing things and making it better and aiming for things like world-class manufacturing, which is important to the future. So this whole VMR process helps us drive that process. I would concur with your commentary about attracting good people to the region. We're finding it relatively easy to find graduates and engineers But because of our slightly disjointed view of the North East, we find it more difficult to attract senior people to the business. And often that's because they're quite happy to come and join us and say, yeah, I'll come and work for you 5-10 years, but they don't see the next move. So I think it's incumbent upon us to create a bigger vision for what the North East is about, rather than just one or two companies, or great companies, where they're going to go and think, oh God, I've got to move back to London again. As you can tell, I'm kind of not from the region. I have no desire to move back to the south. I love it here. I live in Northumberland now. I go walking, biking. I have a great time up there. I don't want to go back south. But let's make sure that there's a really good view of what the whole region delivers. In terms of Tharsus, I say we make robots. We make advanced machines and robots. Just a bit of background there. There are a couple of drivers in our business which are not Brexit related. They're mainly around people. We have two big growth sectors today. One is around logistics and the other is around agri-tech. The majority of logistics companies are struggling to get enough people into warehouses to meet their service levels. And a lot of farms this year cannot get enough people to come pick fruit. There will be fruit and veg lying in fields this year because we can't get the people. And that's not a Brexit issue. It's the fact that the wages in Poland and Lithuania and those places have gone up now because the exchange rate's so poor, the money they sent back home isn't valuable. So the people that were going to be picking fruit just don't exist. So there's a massive wave of innovation coming along to how do you invent a strawberry picking machine. And just think about it a minute. There's a strawberry. The machine's got to work out, is this ripe? Is it the right strawberry? Where is the strawberry? I can't grip it too much because it's going to squash it. I've got to actually get it off. But through the universities, and Lincoln are working hard on this, we're inventing strawberry picking machines. And hopefully in the next few years we'll be making those. One of our roles there is to help those innovative young companies, and we get an approach a week by somebody who's invented something to actually take it to market. The machines they've invented kind of work sometimes, but they're not perfect, so we'll take that and we perfect it for them. But then we help them the business plan. We've just done one recently where, it's confidential, but it says actually working with CIL, we put in there to design a business plan for them. Actually, they're faced with $1 billion market. Now the question is, how do they actually get the product to market? And I think we have a need through probably something beyond scale up and start up to put business people in to help these guys that have invented something to create a business plan, to create a sales team and create a marketing plan that's actually going to take it there and be successful. So I think that can come from the academics and potentially from this room. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's probably enough on Tharsus, but I say if you want to talk about what we're doing, really happy to do it later on. Comes next one. How are we doing? Fine. Business in the North East. I say I come from a kind of global environment, and some of the things you'll see there are fairly common, but let's talk about some solutions to it. Committed employees, yes, we have a very committed workforce, but even there we're struggling to get enough of this stuff, expertise. Every Friday we run an assessment centre for people coming to the shop floor. About 12 or 15 local guys and girls will come in, anything from teenagers through to middle-aged people actually, and they get a morning's test where they're asked to do a fairly simple manufacturing task, and we then put them through a fairly simple kind of logic test. It's really frustrating. Some days we don't take anybody from that assessment centre. They have such poor core skills of maths, being able to read and write, that we can't bring them into the business. And that's a really bad day for us. Last week was a good day. We took 10 out of 15 to come off the shop floor. Surely there is something that government has to do to bring midlife skills into people to get into that level for new manufacturing jobs. The old manufacturing jobs will go away. We're in the robotics business. Sorry, but we will take some of the low skill stuff away. There's a stat there, I just brought my phone up. The World Economic Forum says that of the jobs that will change over the next 2 years with robotics, we will destroy 75 million jobs globally, but we'll create 133. But those 133 will be quite complex manufacturing jobs. I went to a sandwich making factory. And by the way, if you buy your sandwiches from a supermarket, the sandwich making factories are just incredibly clean, great places to make sandwiches. I felt so heartened when I came out the stuff I was going to eat was going to be really healthy. They are manic about health and safety. Anyway, in there's a long line. There's about 30 predominantly women making sandwiches, but it's a very manual line. Even the chicken gets put into sandwich manually, and the people are just doing this all day. Yeah, we can invent a machine to do that. That low-skill job is going to go away. If you compare that with our factory where we're making complex robots, it's still a manual process, but it's more highly skilled. So we've got to upskill our core workforce to take advantage of this 133 million jobs that's going to get created over the next 5 years. So that is a real challenge for us in terms of how we address that one. And that's just not necessarily a northeast problem. I think it's probably across the country. You've seen that there before. What do we do about encouraging our younger businesses, our smaller businesses, to actually think more globally and stop networking in the region and trying to do business in the region? I'm a sales and marketing guy. It's a career that doesn't necessarily have the greatest reputation. We're not that professional, so I said. There is actually a professional way of doing sales. There is a methodology of how you sell stuff, yeah? Isn't it incumbent upon this great set of business leaders in this room to go out and spend your time coaching some of these younger companies? I do it from a sales and marketing perspective. I'm shocked at how poor their sales strategies are, how little they've thought about how they're going to sell stuff. I think I can add some value there. So let's go out there and engage with 1 or 2 businesses, take our expertise, be it finance, be it sales and marketing, whatever it is, and actually help some of these smaller guys get going. Because they can't afford the advice from the consultants, can they? Yeah, we've kind of got to help here. So let's get people thinking about that. My other complaint about this. This is a relatively small region. The combined population of Sunderland and Newcastle is less than Bristol. It's about a third the size of Birmingham. Yet we spend an awful lot of time with lots of different groups trying to promote the region, rather than saying, you saw the Golden Triangle, yeah? Even Oxford, Cambridge and London are getting together to say, we're the Golden Triangle. Please, could we come together in the North East with one voice and go out and show how good we are, rather than having too many leaders out there. If we've all been on management training courses, yeah? You set the goal, yeah? The goal is to build the bridge over there, yeah? Do you appoint 3 or 4 leaders or 5 leaders to do that job? No, you have 1 leader to build the bridge and you bring the team together. Let's crack on down that route, and I think we can be successful. There's great stuff going on here. Next, I'm running out of time. Finally, Brexit. So, listen to, Nicola Sturgeon. Quick one, audience participation. Who's ever bought or sold a company? Yeah, quite a few. When did the deal get done? Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. There will be a deal. It will get done at the last minute. It's not going to happen now during negotiations. A deal will get done at some point, but we may not like it, but a deal will get done, undoubtedly. It's just negotiation for you. Let's just go quickly think about what we're doing about it. We're doing 2 things. One, making sure our costs are in tight control at the moment, because it's going to be messy, whatever happens. 2, we're looking at a defence strategy. So if we need to start to manufacture abroad, really don't want to do that. We want jobs in Blythe. But we're looking at acquisitions. We can look at how we can manufacture in the US and how we can look at manufacturing in Germany now. And the second one is we're still continuing to invest in 2 key new ventures for the organisation as well. So we're not shy about investing, we've been cautious, and we're looking at how we protect our business in the future. Thank you very much.